Good morning, Clearbranch Kids. This month, we're finding out all about resilience and what it's all about. And resilience is about bouncing back, getting back up, even when something gets you down. Now, I think if we're honest, we all have days that just feel harder than others. Sometimes you just want to stay in bed and pull the covers over your head. You just don't want to face the world. Well, the person who wrote the book of Hebrews knew all about that feeling. They loved God deeply, and they understood that the more that we know about what God has done in the past, the more that we can trust Him right now. So the author of this book wanted to connect for us what had happened in God's story in the past and what was happening right then. So in Hebrews chapter 11, he wrote that faith isn't just hoping for the best, it's being sure of things we can't see, like the fact that God loves each one of us and is always with us. Faith means that you can trust God, that you can choose to trust God no matter what, and that you believe that God has a bigger plan even when you can't always see it. We can look back through God's work in history and we can see how He has worked in the lives of many people who face hard times, yet they had great faith. For example, think about Abraham. God called Abraham to leave his comfortable life and to go somewhere new. And Abraham trusted God even though he didn't know what would happen next. Abraham and his wife Sarah didn't have any children yet at this point, and yet God promised Abraham that he would have enough children and grandchildren and great-grandchildren that they would fill an entire country, that he would have even more descendants than there are stars in the sky. And Abraham took that journey of faith, and it led to God's gift of a son named Isaac. And then think about Abraham's great-grandson, Joseph. He was his father's favorite, and he shared his dreams with his older brothers that showed him as being more powerful. And the brothers didn't like that. They sold him into slavery in Egypt. And though through many ups and many downs happened to him, he was even thrown into prison at one point for something that he didn't do. But through all of this, Joseph made the choice over and over to trust God. And in the end, he was second in command to the Egyptian Pharaoh, and he was able to store up food during a famine and save not only his family, but the rest of God's people during that time. There are many, many more stories like this. Think about Moses, Noah, Sarah, Isaac, and Jacob. All of these people were called by God to do amazing things, and they were able to through faith. We need to remember that faith in God doesn't mean that everything is going to go our way or the way that we expect. Having faith means that we can keep going because God knows the end of the story and promises to make everything right. Like each of these heroes in the Bible, we have the opportunity to choose God and to continue their story. And like them, we can face tough challenges with faith and live each day with the resilience that comes from our relationship with God. And that's our bottom line for the week, kids. Trusting God can help you get back up.